People Magic, and Rob Chalmers. A unique way for people to look at themselves and at others.
So through the use of magic, we are going to take a look at how we perceive people. How we perceive people who we consider to be different, whatever we mean by different. So, to begin, I'd like to ask for a volunteer to join me up here on stage. Is there... There's a gentleman right there. Oh. Hey, Jim, we've only got 15 minutes left. Linda. Linda, come on over here, Linda. How do you do? Linda and Jim. Right. Concentrate on what you saw printed on the card. As Linda takes these scissors. Yes. You're very cautious. I like that. And I'd like you to cut on any one of the lines you see. Now, we'll see that Linda cut through the star. If she cut through any of the other 4 lines, she would have cut through the triangle, the square, the circle, or the plus sign. Why did you choose that line, Linda?
The first one there.
It was the first one there. Very good. Whatever you say. Jim, how'd you like that?
That was good.
Let's see what's inside your envelope.
Shall I tell you?
Let's see. Yeah, let's...
Shall I pull it out?
Let's see. Thank you, Linda. Here, I'll take those. Thank you. Good work. Thanks, Jim. If you don't mind that explanation, if it wasn't a matter of chance, and if you don't believe in mind reading, then how can you explain what you just saw? Maybe, just maybe, it was a matter of perceptions.
Everybody wants to know. Every magician you ever go see always says, wouldn't you like to know how that's done? And you do. It's human nature to see how it works. And maybe that's the magic really pushes the point of what you have to do is see how it works inside and stop looking at that book that's you're judging by its cover.
My most exciting experience occurred when I was invited to speak at an international conference in Jerusalem, Israel. Well, what happened is, being the first person off the plane, I nervously set my bag down on the table in the search area. I reached in the bag after opening it and removed the cylinder. The security officer was immediately concerned over what the cylinder was. I assured her that it was empty. She apparently thought that it may be a bomb. It looks like a bomb, although I've never seen a bomb with a genie painted on it. Well, she then reached into the bag and removed this box. Again, interested in what was inside, and I once again showed her that the box was empty. She then inquired why I was in Israel, and I nervously replied that I was there to speak at a conference that would be attended by people from many different countries. Well, she was a bit puzzled. So she reached in and much to my amazement, pulled out a scarf. Well, by this time, all the passengers lined up behind me, waiting for their turn to be searched, were in complete hysterics. I was in a complete sweat. Well, eventually I was allowed to pass through security. But ladies and gentlemen, did you really see what I performed? Or were you just fooled by what you thought you saw? Were you deceived by what you perceived? Do we really see people as they are? Or do we just see people as they appear to be? Well, in struggling to decide how to continue conveying this message, I decided to bring a friend of mine with me today. A friend who I've known for many, many years. This is my friend. This is Pat. Yes, I know. Pat may look a little weird, but who's to say who's weird? Pat and I have known each other since we were kids. As kids, we played together, and as kids do, we fought together. As we grew older, we went to school and learned together. One thing about Pat that I think you should know is that Pat is labeled by society as being disabled. You see, Pat has polio. And because of Pat having polio, Pat is labeled as a person who's disabled. Now, Pat has a job as a computer analyst and does a mighty fine job at that. But she or he wears a label as being a person who is disabled. Or at least Pat wears that label when not in the real world. Because when Pat is alone or with friends, Pat is simply a person. A person just like you. A person just like me. Hi, what's your name?
Vicky.
Hi, Vicky. Nice to meet you. Vicky, you're labeled blue, and in our scenario this evening, blue means non-disabled. Are you labeled the way you should be?
I guess.
Well,
yes.
You are, yes. Oh, very good. Great. Okay, that's all we need to know. So you're wearing the label you feel should be pinned on you. Very good. Thank you very much. Let's go over here to you, sir. Hi. And what is your name?
Neil.
Hi, Neil. Very nice to meet you. Neil, you're labeled red, and this evening red means disabled. Are you labeled the way you should be?
No.
You're not?
No.
I'd like you to then switch your label to the other side to ensure that you're labeled appropriately. Pretty easy, huh? Do others perceive you with that blue label?
I think so.
Oh, very good. Thank you very much. Let's look at how we label other people in other ways. Do we know how we define those labels? How do we decide how to label people? Because we label people every day of our lives. We label people every day. But do we know how we are really defining the labels that we pin under people?
I think sometimes we fail to look at this, and I think he kind of opened our eyes to some of the diversity and some of the changes, that perhaps we're all the same, but we don't perceive ourselves as the same.
Back in the 1960s, a folk singer by the name of Pete Seeger recorded a song about how we label people. Actually, it's a song about how we put people into boxes.
Little boxes on the hillside, little boxes made of ticky-tacky, little boxes, little boxes, little boxes all the same. There's a green one and a pink one and a blue one and a yellow one, and they're all made out of ticky-tacky and they all look just the same.
And this is the box in which you belong, because just by being here this evening puts you in a box. Every one of you belongs in at least one of these boxes. Do you see the box in which you belong? If not, maybe one of these will be appropriate. How about rich people? Nah. Oh, what about poor people? Well, if not one of those, how about men and women? Oh, yeah. It's got to be one of those. But out of all the boxes we see up here this evening, there's one special box. A very special box because it contains no labels. An empty box. An empty box that is special because although it's empty, it does contain a very special message. A message so simple we tend to overlook it. No matter what box we put ourselves in, no matter what box we put other people in, and no matter what box other people put us in, it's interesting to note how we all come out of the same box. The box labeled people. All the little boxes came out of this one box. That's not to say that we're all the same. Goodness no. We're all different. But do we look at differences as boxes? Or do we look at differences as being individual differences, not group differences?
It was a wonderful message given with some fun, some deep thoughts, but it was life in general, and it was well put, a message well put.
You concentrate on Rob's magic, and then you start to think that really everything around us is fairly magical, and the world is constantly full of fun thoughts and fun things that happen. It's really interesting the way Rob can bring all that together into a meaningful thought. I've got to give a lot more thought. I've seen Rob twice now, and I'm still just as mystified, and yet I come away with a great feeling that I want to see him again.
The magic means that there are some things that are hidden, and if you look behind the screen or the cloud that's in front of something, that you'll find value. And we don't always look for that. We don't look beyond the mask or the thing that's in front of our eyes to find the real person.